1988, Ben is your rival. Now it's on. Now it's official. What was the hype like leading into those games?
It was big, you know, and so I actually had a tale of two emotions. One emotion was Ben is dirty, it's ridiculous, they're not trying to catch him, and so it's just killing the sport and blah blah blah. And then the other side is, well, this is really good for the sport because
Well, this is the biggest story of the '88 Olympics.
Yeah, and we're getting all the attention. If we ride this thing right, we can make a lot of money out of it. We could build the sport, track and field. We can come on the other side, bigger, and so there was two emotions. But then there's the emotion of the 100. Hey, I got to win this 100 because I promised Dad, and I want to win it for the Olympics. And also, Coach Tellez kept saying, I don't care what he's on, you can beat him. Just run your own race, you can beat him. And then that was it. So there were all these things happening at the same time.
Did you think you could win? Any doubt?
You know what? I wasn't certain. And I didn't think like that. I just thought that it was the most uncertain race I ever ran in my life.
Here's how that race played out.
And it's a fair start. And it is Raymond Stewart with a start. It is Ben Johnson with a start. Can Carl catch him? No! It's Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson does it again. Unbelievable! 9-7-9. Win 1.1. That's legal.
You can hear the announcer saying that's legal.
Yeah.
The time was legal.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't legal.
He was vroom.
Yeah. Now, there is, I want to go back to that handshake here because I didn't notice this, but watch, you're being the gentleman. You go over, you know he's dirty, he beats you, you accept it.
You know what happened there is when I crossed the line, I said, Dad, I'll let you down. That was my thought. And then I got it together and I said, yeah, but if he was sitting in the stands, he'd be mad if I didn't do that. And the interesting thing about it, when I went to him, he pulled away, as you saw. He didn't want to do it. So I grabbed his arm with my left hand and made him do it. And then, of course, I hightailed out of the stadium. Now, if I'd run as fast in the race as I walked out of that stadium, I probably would have won. But you know what was bizarre about that? I got back and everyone was there. My mother and all of them were there. And my mother had tears in her eyes, and my man, everyone was sad. And I said, hey, I got a long jump tomorrow. So get it together. I've got to long jump tomorrow.
I think that was your fastest Olympic time ever, wasn't it? Was it 9:92?
Yep, that was it. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's part of you that has to feel proud that you ran that fast.
Well, you know what? Coach Tellez was really upset with me because I looked over 3 times. And it's hard to see, but I looked 3 times. And he said, he said, I don't think you could have beaten him that day. But
you're looking at Ben?
Yeah, I was distracted.
But you don't normally do that.
No, that was all that stuff in my mind. So when he got out like that, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get him. So I was distracted. He said, you'd have run 9.8 something. So, and that's how he was. He was like, if you had focused on your own race, you'd have run 9.8. And I'm like, well, there was a lot of stuff going on, you know.
When did you find out that Ben had tested dirty?
The following night, in the middle of the night, I got a call. And it's like, well, Ben tested positive and he's going to be disqualified tomorrow. You're going to get the gold medal. Well, it was like excitement. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, what do I say? If I said one thing off, oh, he doesn't deserve it. So there were so many things to think. So we had to think about that. And then I ended up calling Bryant Gumbel.
What do you say? Right.
I didn't know the depth of what he went through to get to this point at that time. But I tried to focus on being happy. I did the right thing and try to pivot it away and try to make a nice statement.
How do you think steroids affected the sport of track and field?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, it put us in the forefront of the drug issue, which I thought was a good thing because it gave us a unique opportunity to try to take the lead in fighting it. But it also put us in a place where people could say, oh, everyone's on it. And then we didn't fight back with that issue. So it was good and bad. You know, and I hear something that really bothers me now when someone, oh my goodness, if so-and-so tests positive, the sport's dead. No, everything is a pivot. If the best athlete in the sport tested positive, then you pivot that to say we will run 11 flat 100 meters so that your children can run in a clean sport. But instead we're like, oh no, no, we're just not, we never had the right